I picked up my wife's coat from the dry cleaner. The owner, an old acquaintance, pulled me into a corner and said quietly, "Listen carefully, take your kids and leave the city before sunrise." I asked anxiously what happened. He replied, "I found this in her coat. When I saw it, I didn't waste a second. I grabbed my kids and ... Hello. My name is Emma and I'm 31 years old. I live in Newark, New Jersey, and this is the true account of how my seemingly perfect life unraveled overnight. The dry cleaning establishment reeked of starch and old secrets. I had been a patron for ages, trusting them with my apparel, my coats, my confidence. Tonight, however, everything felt altered. The proprietor refused to meet my gaze. His hands trembled as he presented my husband's overcoat. "Listen carefully," he murmured. "Gather your children and vacate this city before daybreak." My throat constricted. "Why?" I asked. He produced a small sealed evidence pouch from his smock. "Because I discovered this inside his coat." Within the plastic, a slip of paper glowed faintly, a transfer receipt for an offshore bank account. The recipient's name was penned in his handwriting. The sum was exorbitant, and there was a photograph. My children's faces encircled in crimson ink. I did not debate, I did not hesitate. I simply turned left and drove toward my residence. By morning we had fled. I drove on instinct, my children soundly asleep in the back seat there, breathing soft and unaware. I could still hear the dry cleaner's hushed voice, the static between his words. His coat had always smelled of cedar and cologne. Now it bore the stench of a tomb. He had told me his late nights were for working, his out-of-state journeys, his locked drawers. I trusted him because faith was simpler than evidence. But the transfer receipt was not an error, and the photograph was not a fluke. I fixated on the highway ahead, calculating the distances. Somewhere behind us, Noah was waking up, realizing his coat was missing and the kids were gone. The dynamics had instantly shifted. I kept my expression neutral for the sake of the children, but inwardly a new language began to form, silent and lethal. Motel rooms became our sanctuary. Unmarked bedding, buzzing refrigerators, neon light bleeding through the window blinds. By day I meticulously compiled my case. By night I instructed my children to whisper and wait. I established a new electronic mail account, called in old favors from individuals who owed me their silence. Telephone records revealed calls to a number linked to a defunct firm in Panama. Flight logs showed his supposed business trips aligned with the deposit dates. Bit by bit the structure of his dual existence became clear. He was moving capital, not earning it. Moving confidential details, not working overtime. Moving my children like chess pieces he presumed I would not notice. I did not confront him, not yet. The evidence remained incomplete. I needed to uncover who was backing him. When the final financial statement arrived, my stomach turned frigid. The signature on the CORPORATE documents belonged to his initial paramour, the one he had sworn had left him years before. She had not. She had been concealed in plain sight, financing his escape strategy and arranging a fresh identity for him and legal custody of my children. I returned to the house on a Tuesday afternoon. While he was at work, I accessed his safety deposit box using the combination he was unaware I had memorized. Inside I found passports, money, prepaid mobile phones, and a ticket out of the nation for him and the kids. Not for me. No fraudulent documents for me. No reserved seating. Just their three names printed sharply and legally. That evening I dispatched a single message to him. Meet me alone. He arrived at the diner looking immaculate and cautious, like someone rehearsing their innocence. I slid a file across the table, phone, transcripts, bank receipts. The photograph with our children's faces circled the plane tickets. He flipped through each page slower and slower as the facade disappeared. It's not what it appears to be, he whispered. I gazed at him without blinking. It's precisely what it appears to be. I did not elevate my voice. I did not touch him. I simply slid a notarized custody decree across the table. It had been filed 60 minutes earlier. Temporary emergency custody granted, based on a verifiable danger. His own banking record served as Exhibit A. He reached for it with trembling hands. You cannot do this. I already have his lover's face materialized on my phone screen. A live video called. Unsuspecting. Behind her stood two federal operatives. I had alerted them with the proof he believed I would never discover. You engineered a snare for me, he stated. No, I said softly. You constructed it yourself. Now I have sealed the door. Now the children rest in the adjacent room of a secure apartment beneath a new lock. Their drawings are fastened to the refrigerator. Their laughter sounds tentative but genuine. He is under investigation. Her bank accounts are frozen. Their escape plan has been reversed, becoming a confinement of paperwork and indictments. I stand by the window at night, observing the city's rhythm. The impulse to rage has dissipated. What remains is calmer, sharper. I never physically harmed him, never threatened him. I merely recorded, calculated, and removed the oxygen from his flames. Sometimes the children inquire if their father is returning. I tell them he is away for a time. It is the purest truth I can offer. I do not feel triumphant, I feel finished. The kind of completion one only reaches after having combusted through love and emerged on the other side into clarity. I draw the window coverings. My reflection stares back at me. Older, tougher, yet still breathing. I reclaimed my children, my name, my life. And as the night descends, one thought remains, cold and conclusive: he will never endanger their faces again. Stay tuned with Home Exposed. Subscribe now for daily Reddit content.